How y'all doing? We're checking in. We're about to start the next line. Wanted to get a couple listeners on here. We got Kelty. Tell everybody where you're from and what drove you down to Oklahoma in the middle of a snowstorm.
I came all the way down from Kansas City. I drove all the way down here because this is my favorite event.
There you go.
My favorite event.
You heard about the shot guys from the last couple years?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Which have you been to one of their outdoor events before?
Mulberry Mountain.
Okay. Over in Arkansas, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir. That was their season finale last year.
Yes, it was.
You 3 day? 2 day?
No, we went down one day.
Okay, there you go. That's about all I'm built for too. I was so beat after one. It's like, hey, you gonna come do it all over again tomorrow? It's like, yeah, once I recover in a couple weeks.
We didn't know about it, so we were thinking, oh, it's just one day. We'll see how long we need down there. The left couldn't hold our arms up. Gotta make our money.
So, are you more of a bow hunter, or you do a little tournament archery as well?
I'm trying to start tournament archery this year.
Okay. What's that? Tell everybody out there what that's kind of been like for you. Getting from everybody shoots in their backyard, everybody hunts deer in the fall. What's the biggest challenge for getting into tournament archery?
I'd say the biggest challenge is just go and shoot it, go and do it. So it started out like I wanted to get better. Then I started shooting local 3D, and then I jumped into an indoor 3D league locally. And then you want to shoot more, so then I shoot some of these local fun shoots. And then you jump on the shot, and then ASA is, the Major League Archery League. I mean, come on now. Outside of Vegas, everyone's an ASA guy.
Yeah, you get a lot of division between the indoor paper shooters and the outdoor 3D shooters. There's guys out there that can do both. Me, I don't do either of them very well, but
Neither do I.
I have fun doing it. What's your local shop or your local range up in Kansas?
I would say that would be I'd go down to Harrisonville, Diction Archery.
Okay.
I would say that's kind of where I go do a lot of leagues out of there. I also do Tri-County.
Okay.
They do a lot of field archery for Kansas and stuff like that.
Have you shot much field before, or is that kind of never?
I've never shot. They have it there. I've never shot it.
It's hard to get into. I shoot every one of them with Chris Simmons, just so he tells me left target, right target, top, bottom, left, right. Which one? I'm like, you just tell me which one. I'm relying on you to tell me.
I'm not gonna lie, my heart's in 3D. I love seeing the animals and the foam.
It's every chance on a new lane, every fresh start every time. So.
That's right.
Unfortunately, it is only one arrow and you're stuck scoring it, but the good side is it's going to be a fresh look every time. I have fun with 3D, like getting my buddies that, sometimes they're a little quiet. We got Dustin Leader running around here somewhere with the turquoise bow. He is the slowest person to get. Hey, you just kind of give him the elbow, give him a couple one-liners, and about 15 targets in, he'll loosen up on you, and he'll start joking back and forth with. Yeah, sometimes it takes a little bit. And shooting with strangers, they're like, I went all the way to Wabash, Indiana, and shot trail shoot. It's 3D it's long range 3D, so you shoot it with your field bow. They've got orange dots on it, so it's like a Redding style shoot. Mm-hmm. And we got all the way off the mountain after 2 long days. It's 2 arrows a target, 70 targets. 2 of the longest days up both sides of the mountain. And the guy in my group is like, man, Neil, I was kind of worried when he walked up here. I was like, is he going to be this amped up all the time? Because I don't have the nerves for it. And I was like, I'm just happy to be here, dude. I'm excited. This is new for me. You guys have been great. He goes, well, you just kind of carried us along and just kept bebopping and doing your own thing. Didn't land many arrows in the target, but had a good time, made some friends.
Right. Well, isn't that the fun part about archery? Is that we're out, and then there's so many different games we can play with archery. Like this course right here, how awesome is that you have Vegas and your 3D mixed in. So you're sitting around trying to find circles, pick a spot out, and then all of a sudden, bam, you're in Vegas. And you're trying to shoot this paper target, which everybody dreads, or just some people dread. I dread.
I dread it. I dread drawing my bow back just because I know it's all on me after that. The bow's going to do its job just fine. It's a machine. It's the loose nut behind the wheel that usually is what leads me. They call me Nickel Neil for a reason.
Well, you should pick up a stick bow then.
Yeah.
You should pick it that way. When you miss, you're like, well, yeah, see, it's the stick bow.
That's when you say. That's why they sell arrows by the dozen.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Y'all have a fantastic ASA up there. Brad Bollinger has taken over Kansas ASA the last couple years, and the schedule gets bigger and bigger every time we see it. So he's doing a whole bunch of work. So all you Kansas people, I know Josh Van Hollen's probably tuned in out there. He's my buddy up around up around Kansas City area, it's like, man, you got stuff. Kansas is hard to drive across. I mean, you got a lot of surface area.
I'm in Kansas, but I'm Missouri home raised.
Okay, there you go. Better trees for deer hunting.
Yes.
Maybe not as big a deer, but better trees to shoot them out of.
Oh yeah. Well, in the cool part of Kansas, like Oklahoma's got more species.
Yeah.
Missouri, we're kind of deer and turkey.
Mm-hmm. So now that we're talking turkey hunting,
oh yeah,
how was the hunting season for you?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I had a great year, and as a bow guy, you're gonna love this. So we go out, bam, we hammer a spring turkey, old gobbler with a bow.
Mm-hmm.
We turn around, go in the fall, hammer a doe, hammer another turkey, go out during Missouri rifle season, bow, hammer a buck.
There you go. It's always good to tag a buck during rifle season with your bow. That's
right.
my favorite thing. I always forget to wear my orange. I hate to do it. Shout out to my buddy Dallas Barber that texts me a reminder every time I post a picture in rifle season without any orange on. I'm usually hunting about 400 steps off my back porch, but that's just because I'm lazy and don't like to put a lot of effort in.
That's better than me driving 3 hours. Got the orange. Like, all right, where's a Walmart? We got to jump in here and grab one.
Yep, right, walking in with a piece of orange flagging tape wrapped around your hat with a streamer in the wind.
Yeah. Oh crap! There's another youth season. We got to wear that too.
Do you have any kids that shoot?
No, I don't have any children.
There you go. More freedom and money for shooting archery.
Hey. Oh yeah. You don't understand how addicted this is. Of course, I drove all the way down here, and I'm getting married. Unfortunately, they put a shot on my wedding day.
Uh-oh.
I know. So, well, out of that one.
I got married at the Vegas tournament, so we were honeymooning, and it was like, okay, I got to go shoot my round at 9 a.m.
Well, hey, I'm making it out because we're going to South Africa after.
There you go.
For a honeymoon, so I'm going to go try to put an arrow through the kudu.
Okay. You know what outfitter you're going with?
Big Game Africa.
Big Game Africa.
I'm an SEI member.
Okay, there you go. So now you get to go back on your 5, 10, 15-year anniversary.
That's right.
Yes.
Or every year. Hopefully I get drawn for the one they have out over there.
Yep. Well, first time I went over in 2015, it was our friends Miles and Kelly. I think that was their 30th anniversary present to each other. So Kelly'd never killed anything, and she went over there to Africa, first time bow hunting, and absolutely slaughtered half a zoo. I mean,
so.
We were over there the same week that the lion Cecil got shot by the dentist. Ooh. And the whole world was freaking out about African safari hunting, and these guys were freaking out because they didn't know if it was going to be legal or not next year. They didn't know if they were going to be even allowed to operate, so they were ready to make some pretty good deals overnight. It's like, hey, I know we sent you the prices last week, but if we can't do this next year, it's going to be a fire sale on everything.
Man, that's I know I hate when they do that, but hey, I'm a crazy one because they showed me a video of a lion attack after they hunt, and
With
I
the
was
tooth mark through the
I was the guy going, I want to get my bow, I want to be like Ed Ashby, I want to get close, and I want to hammer one of them, be like our Tim Wells,
Slockmaster himself.
Get an Oneida maybe and try it.
Hey, those old Oneidas, dude. I shot an indoor tournament a couple years back next to somebody, and 60 arrows in a row, I thought that thing was coming apart. There was rust flying off the strings.
Just rattling every time.
Oh, yeah. And it has some speed on it. Y'all don't realize it. It's like bows. Everybody thinks bows are fast now, but they had some bows zipping.
Oh, man.
Well, the one thing we always ask people on the Oklahoma Archery podcast is, tell us about your gear. What's your setup you're running?
Which one?
Well, any of them.
So, right now, the one I'm running here is the PSE Evo X XF. So, a couple years older PSE. Running a 12-inch podium archer bar with like 9 ounces. Got a hot rods, a back bar, and Mountain View quiver. The sight for today is a Ultra View scope on a Trophy Ridge Digital React. Love that sight. That's honestly my favorite because you're going hunting and you can dial that and you see it. Mm-hmm. And then QAD rest, and then the arrow is the Sanlita arrows. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on archery podcast around here.
It don't matter.
Sorry, they make great arrows. I'm sorry, I apologize, but they make great arrows at a great price. And about 500 grains, 100 degree insert, 100 point, AAE max veins. And then when I go hunting, so I guess I did change, I'll take off the front and back bar and run a old Gillingham side counter slide,
Okay.
and our EZV bow sight.
Okay. That's the wedge.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wedge.
The wedge.
I like the wedge.
Have you tried it?
I've looked through one. I haven't got to shoot it at anything past 20, but it was really easy that you were looking through. It's now, if anybody hadn't seen it, it's a circle, and it's got these neon green colored wedges.
You get orange out of
It's got hash marks down there. So instead of covering up what you're seeing, you are looking at it through a wedge to get your high and low. So the further down you go, it comes into a point. Obviously, 40, 50, 60 yards, you're going to have a little bit more precision because it narrows. But at 20 yards, you don't realize, you look through a regular scope or your pins at a deer at 20 yards, all those pins are globbed in there together. It's like, where was your pin when it went off? They were all right behind the shoulder.
Well, see, that's why I switched to it, because I had the EZV, or not EZV, I had the digital react. I was losing deer at 20, 30, 15, because I'm terrible and I don't shoot unknown, terrible at it. But I got that V, and I started shooting it off and on. Then I shot a round in a hunter class, just a fun one. Shot 2 up. Okay, I said, okay, so I can hammer with it. Go hunting with it, and every deer, turkey I shot with it, I just went through. I'd shoot, I would watch them run off, fall over dead, and I go, how far was I shooting?
33.
You get what I'm saying. Like, it was ranging the animal. I'm sorry, that's my little rant about that. Like, it works magic. It's my favorite. I've tried the others, and there's nothing to it. And when I'm hunting, I want the, beat the crap out of its sight.
Yep, I want the simplest thing out there. I've carried a rangefinder that costs between $400 and $600 for the last 10, 15 years. I don't pick it up because when I'm hunting, I've got everything pre-ranged. I know what's 20, what's 25, what's 30, that kind of thing. And a lot of people, there's been deer that I've said, okay, I ranged him at 28. He took 3 steps. Okay, he's probably around 30. Go ahead and send it. But I was too busy clicking a rangefinder on him to get my bow drawn back.
That's why I made the switch, that EZV. I made that switch. I don't have that issue. I don't even range them. I just watch. It's like a trad. If you shot stick bow, you just focus in and shoot, and it's amazing. You just pick up your flight of that arrow. I was actually wondering if it was legal here on the range you guys got today. So I didn't bring it today. I shot the pin sight. For far stuff, it's not great. But for getting inside the bushwhacking Missouri style hunting,
you don't trim much of a lane out there. You just try to get a lane somewhere.
Yeah, you get 30-yard shot max. Yeah.
That's kind of how mine is. That everybody wants to run the fancy slider sights. It's like, I got a 20, 30, 40, and a 50 pin, and I've never used the 50 pin in my entire hunting career. I've shot them at 40, I've shot them at 45, I've shot them here and there, but 9 times out of 10, it's between 18 and 22 yards.
I know, that's why I'm going to try to pick my stick bow back up.
Okay, so you had a little bit of experience with a recurve?
Killed 2 hogs. I guess the only hog I killed with a bow, I've killed with a stick bow. And 2 hogs and a deer with it. And I was really into it. It's kind of hard to have fun in the off-season with the stick bow because there's not a lot of people. There's not a lot of these fun events to go with.
It's tricky.
Jobs took over. Switch back, switch back to a compound. I love them both. There's something about the stick bow.
Little easier to pick up the compound after a month, and it feels familiar. That stick bow, you really got to put the time in and day out.
Yeah, you can string walk and get pretty good, but there's something about just stick bow.
We've seen them out there at TAC before. Had some guys come in with a stick bow, and they were in full elk gear. Head to toe, stick bows, shoot, and they'd jog down the hill and jog up it, and we just kind of let them shoot through. It's like, hey, there's 6 or 8 of us and 2 of y'all, and they didn't even spend any time looking for their arrows. If it went over the back and they heard it crash or anything like that, they were pretty much done looking for that one. But 24 arrows on your back, stick bow, and your best hiking boots, you can have a good day.
That's right. You gotta be like Joel Turner and be able to shoot out there.
Yeah, dude, Joel is a high level competitor. Have you ever listened to his class that he's talked about?
I have not. I have his release. I've listened to him talk a lot. I've not done his class yet.
That's what we didn't say. What kind of release did you shoot?
Stand thumb.
Got the clicker in it?
No.
No clicker.
The clicker freaks me out.
Okay. It can happen with a hinge too.
I actually have owned all stand releases.
Okay.
And I've tried them all, and I keep going back to the thumb, and that little click makes me jump and freak out. Like I just want the bow to go. I don't know. That's why I need to go take his class and get better at it.
I never could get to the click. I'd get to the click and just hammer right through it, pull it out the back
Well, that's
end.
the best I shoot with it. It's just hammered out the back end with it.
Yep. I mean, it doesn't matter if you punch. It's if you punch and do the collapse. If you just punch straight back every time and you're following through, you know your eyes are going to stay where you're going. It's the double clutch. Hey, there it goes. It's right there. I want it to go right now, and then you stop yourself.
Try the raceway.
Yeah. The only thing stopping you from executing good, whether you're a command shooter or a surprise shooter, is your amount of confidence. Like if it's right there and you see it and you know it's going to hit behind the pin. Lawson Vett, one of the best shooters to come out of Oklahoma, a young guy, he said, if I can see it and my pin's in it, you might as well shoot it.
Right.
Like, well, I take it from him. He's a high-level competitor. He just had shot like a 900 to 81X at the Rushmore Rumble. He's made the shoot-off at Vegas last year and executing at a very, very high level. And he's like, well, if your pin's in it and you can see it and it's sitting there, ain't no reason not to shoot that arrow just because you want to be surprised. Go ahead and touch it off.
Just like a John Daly, grip it and rip it. Don't worry about it.
I don't remember who it was out here said they were the John Daly, but I think it was Tyler Watkins said I'm the John Daly of archery, sitting there with a cigarette in his lip at full draw. It's like, yep.
I wish I could say that, but that would be a disservice because I'm not that good.
A lot of golfers out here. A lot of people taking time off archery to go golf. Not in the wintertime, though. Usually it's indoor season.
I had to make a sacrifice. I can't afford both those hobbies. Can't shoot target archery and
it gets up there. It gets up there. But what would you tell anybody that hasn't tried target archery? I mean, I know you said you're kind of new at it, but have you met some people that have made it easier?
Yeah. In fact, I actually know the pro from Missouri, senior, Chris Berry.
Okay.
That won the ASA. I believe he won the ASA senior division last year. I'm
Okay.
not for sure on that. I would say just go to it. I understand that circle's not where you think it should be. Practice hitting the circle. Coming from my buddies who don't go out and shoot these types of things, and they'll go in their backyard or whatever, and they think they're good. You get out to these targets, and they really challenge you, and they make you think. They test your equipment to the T. So I have had less failures in the field with my equipment because I shoot hunter class, the same bow. I know I switched a couple things around, but for the most part, you learn your equipment. You learn how to do a shoot process. You learn how to pick a spot, and all those still equate out to a hunting shot. Yeah, I understand we might switch to release, but that's all the same. So just on this 3D target, I'm going to pick out where that 12 ring is. I'm going to hit it. Well, when I'm deer hunting, I'm going to pick out where I want to hit the deer. I'm going to hit that. And if I can hit that point I pick out, it's great, except for if I pick a spot on this 3D target, and it's going to really tell me if I hit the spot I was wanting to hit.
Yeah.
Where when there's nothing there, I can lie to myself a bit. I'm pretty sure that was the spot I was trying to hit.
Yeah.
So that's what I would just say. Get out, do it. You can have fun with it. And that's the thing about the Shot 3D they're going on here. You don't have to go to a high-level ASA, cutthroat. You can go there, have fun. And I would even argue, if you really want to get better, go do an indoor Vegas round.
Yeah.
And you think you can control your trigger and your heart rate as a hunter? Go shoot a Vegas round. I'm telling you, it will show you real quick.
It's all good till they say first in for score. First in for score, and the bow gets heavy. I'm not sure when my hinge is going to go off. I don't know what happened when the bow broke. It's like, yeah, you gotta execute under pressure and kind of let the muscle memory take over.
I feel good 3 ends in, and then you throw an arrow. Crap.
Man, you get through 3. Mine's first or second arrow.
Then you throw an arrow, and it's like, oh, great, we just lost.
It's all about the nerves. It's not so much about competing against other people. It's about competing against yourself. Like, you know what you can do. You know what you're capable of. It's just to go out there and see if you can execute on command. And if you beat your buddies, go ahead and talk a little smack.
Yeah.
I mean, let them know about it. I'm taking your money home. I'm taking your $20 home. You might win it back next weekend. You might not.
Yeah, I would say just get out. And I know you're scared. I know your hunting site's intimidating. You get in with the wrong arch, which I have not had very much of. These competitors, they all want to come out, have fun. you're gonna get so much better just getting out and shooting, and it's gonna drive you to be a better hunter. Because I get everything's always that hunter's and that North Star inside of what I'm gonna do, and like this competition tournament archery just makes hunting execution so much better.
I think a good thing to point out is once you know some people that you're competing with, if you go out there and you've got something maybe rattling on your bow, or you've got something that you're picking up a bad habit, they're going to help you. They're going to help you before the round. They're going to help you during the round. They're going to help you after the round. Like, they don't want to beat you because you had a serving separation or lost a vein on your arrow or something simple. They're like, hey, check that arrow. That's the third time that's been left. Maybe rotate that nock. Or they're gonna pick stuff up that's like, I know you thought it was good, but you dropped your arm at the end. Like, you let me know why I shot low or I shot high, and they're like, hey, you just pushed it out the top. So they're always looking for things not only on your bow but on your form that's like, hey, I didn't even know I was doing that. Or like, yeah, your front shoulder kind of collapsed up on you here, or didn't put a strong shot on it. And they're fantastic about, like, I know I talked about Dustin Leader. We about tore my bow apart mid-round at one of the qualifiers last year because I had something just kicking them left all of a sudden. I think it was probably a little bit of grip torque on my end, just kind of put my hand in the bow the wrong way.
Loosen up behind the buttstock.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us, and more to me than anybody else that I've ever seen out there. But it's okay, It's not like they're gonna, nobody gets to win archery and quit their day job, and they're not gonna name a street after you or hold a parade on Monday because you shot so good. It's like we're all going to work on Monday.
Yeah, we are. What's the old expression? And I don't mean this derogatory. I call it an amateur sport. We all have what we pay the bills with, and then this is a passion project. I can tell everybody here is passionate about archery. I'm passionate about it. It's like, it's almost like gosh dang, why am I Ted Nugent? It's almost like I love when I hear Ted Nugent talk about hunting and the way he shoots, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's how I think everyone else is here. Like I said, I'm not anti-rifle. It's just everything is a challenge. Like, can I kill this with my bow? I'm flying halfway across the world, and I never ever once asked what the rifle rental was.
Yeah.
Because that's not what I want to do, and and I think that's what we all do it for. And this.
Talking about the amateurs real quick, is there any pros that you might look up to as like a mentor or somebody, a pro out there that's kind of helped you early on in the target archery side of things? So,
Dudley's always, I guess I've seen an older pro, so I guess not current. I, of course, always grew up watching, man, I'm terrible at remembering names here. But obviously I've watched a lot of like Elk Shape, which gets into Joel Turner, Bodie. Obviously he's not helping out, but I listen to his stuff. Oh, Levi Morgan. Of course, Levi Morgan.
Yep.
Oh, and my favorite, the old hammer himself, Tim Gillingham.
Yep.
I think he's helped. So, like, Dudley was a lot of the good form, and then Tim Gillingham on equipment is just, well, you listen, he's tried everything. I'm pretty sure if you asked him, he's probably tried it.
Yeah.
He's bolted everything to his bow, built everything. And so I love listening to him. And then, of course, I find his rants funny. I don't know if I might be the only one that loves listening, go on a little rant about this or that.
I like it as well. Greg Thompson agrees with us. Tim is easy to listen to because he's tried it, he's put his hands on it, he's diagnosed it, and he's probably had something either fabricated or designed to do exactly what he was trying to tinker with because he's chasing a theory, and he's like, well, the theory works because of this, and if I can do X, Y, and Z, I'll be able to test it. So a lot of these people, the pros in archery are the most approachable professionals at it. Like, you go talk to an NBA player, be like, hey, how do I get better at basketball? He goes, well, if you were 18 inches taller and an athlete, I could start.
Right.
But archery is the complete opposite of that. You could be left-handed shooting on the wrong side of the bow, and he's gonna be like, well, if you ever want to go right-handed, I think you're right-eye dominant. But if you're just keep shooting left-handed, let's do this.
And sorry, I got to mention one more on that. I forgot Paige Pierce.
Paige Pierce.
Obviously. I think I hit every major one there.
Yep.
And there's more probably, but you're right. The number one thing I learned when I drove into target archery, listen to people, getting a bow that fits, getting the basic equipment set up, and then shoot.
Shoot it till it blows up.
Shoot it till it blows up, and I have.
Yep. You don't need we keep stressing this on talking about 3D and intro and beginners and stuff like that. You don't need the fanciest thing on the market. You can go buy it. It's not gonna make you better. I mean, people want to blame the bow when they have a bad day, but you don't give the bow praise when you win. You know, if your day ever comes and it's you on top of the pile at the end of it, you ought to get some credit for that. I mean, your bow did its job too, but you're the one that executed. So on the bad days, if it gets the credit, well, I guess it gets the blame too. So it's a double-edged sword.
Hey, if I could make one, I could do that. I mean, like you point that, we'll have a bow company right there.
Yep.
We'll make a bow that always hits its target. We'll make a broadhead that kills everything it touches, and we have got it made.
I was gonna say you can't give them a money-back guarantee. It's bow's not gonna miss when it's the guy holding it.
You mean it wasn't Levi? It was not Matthews that Levi Morgan won everything with?
Yeah, he's pretty. I mean, I think he's been with Matthews.
Yeah, I was saying it was the bow that did it, not Levi Morgan.
Yeah, well, I don't know, Levi, dude.
I'm pretty sure I could hand him a stick bow and he'd outshoot us.
Yeah, he's got that ability to judge yardage out there at a high level. He's like, yeah, it's 48, but it might be 48 and a quarter. It's like, what? How do you mean 48 and a quarter? I was gonna shoot it for half a football field. He goes, well, you're gonna shoot out the top because it's only 47 and 3/4.
Or you could say with all the pros, they just have such an uncanny bow turner. You could say I can hand him probably any bow and he just circles around us.
Past 2 years, he's been between Hoyt, PSE, Matthews, and then back to Hoyt at the Rumble. So
isn't that the cool thing about him? Like, cool thing? No, but I will say there is something like, I don't know. I've shot PSE. I love it. I don't know why I pick up PSE and everything kind of goes. So
if it fits,
it shoots.
If it fits, it shoots. That's the biggest thing you can tell people. It's like archers we all love our brands. You know, we're all brand loyal, and we all think this one's the best. It tunes the easiest, or it shoots the best. And the next year they come out with something. They're like, hey man, this one right here, like this one, this model, and then the next year, this new thing. It's like every year you believe them. Oh, this is the be-all, end-all.
Now, can I say something to you? I think you ought to get some credit here for you guys to team up with the shot and tack. So, I mean, I know you're asking me questions, but I'm a nobody. You're the person running this show here, so I want to give you credit here on this one. Like, as coming from it, that was so smart because ASA. I felt like it was like the pros, but it was very disconnected from trying to get the average person shooting. Yeah. And then you so smart to get like teamed up with Shot. I'm going to talk mostly about that because now it's like I was saying to him, it's like I'm going to try an ASA because yours is the best, or that one because I can go shoot ASA, get that competition stuff, and then okay, now let's go have some fun.
Yeah, let's go blow off steam at 70 yards.
And I just felt like that cross pollination was just so. It was such a. I was thinking, I'm like, why does nobody ever do that? And I was like, because I think that the people just don't know. I know some really good shooters that don't shoot any competition ASA because they're kind of like, I don't know, or I don't want to drive 3 hours to this one ASA with all these rules that I'm not super familiar with. So I just want to I had to say it. I had to commend you and pat you on the back, man. I know you don't know me from Adam here.
No, it's all good. They had a great turnout with the Shot and the Odd Vein Out guys last year, and we ran out of weekends where they were, they're going to be a state over or 2 states over, and it's like, well, we want to come to as much ASA as we can, but we still got to do our own events. And traditionally, there hasn't been any commingling of ASA mixed with another scoring organization. And we went to our national directors meeting, and I'll drop some big names.
Hurry up, I'm going to get called the line here.
I'll say we'll go do it. But Josh Grinder in the national meeting said, find people that are champions of archery and get behind them.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Hey, have a good round.
Thank you.